happens. It's where the calories are because there's a lot of fat in it.
So I kind of love this story. I had my first child and I had started lactating before he was born. And then I had a blockage and even had mastitis all in my second trimester, right? So then I was already like leaking colostrum at the hospital while I was in labor, right? And then I went and had this 10-pound baby vaginally, completely unmedicated, like an idiot. But anyway, I did all that, and they were like, we should test him for diabetes. And I was like, I know babies that were bigger than that, like there's bigger babies. He's fine. He's totally fine. And they're like, well, we just don't think he's going to get enough food. And we'll have to know whether or not he is and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I was like, I think he'll be okay. And like, well, we have to wait, we're going to have to wait for your milk to come in. And that could be up to like 3 or 4 days and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there being like, okay, but what about colostrum? She's like, mere drops. Right. And my milk came in before the 12-hour mark because I was an exception, I guess. And so they had me pump, and I pumped just over 5 ounces between both sides. And I pumped for like 15 minutes. And it was all colostrum, like yellow, gold, thick colostrum. Like sustain even a diabetic child colostrum. Absolutely ridiculous. But I had this cup full of it, right, sitting on my thing, and I was like, can we just get the nurse practitioner back in here because I have something that I want to splash in her face. Because the mere drops comment, she was so antagonistic and, wouldn't answer questions. She was just like, no, like that. It's just like, it's just a vibe that certain people get after being in healthcare for too long. They just think that they know everything. And you're like, well, but you didn't know that I already had mastitis. So clearly I have a thing. You didn't know that my milk was going to come in within a few hours of having a baby. And so, yeah, it was just like a whole thing. But my husband ended up just going over and washing out the thing, and the nurse that was on staff right then literally almost had a heart attack. She was losing her mind. She's like, that was liquid gold. And people kept coming in, like healthcare workers kept coming in being like, are you the one that had all of the colostrum? Like, yeah. And the 10-pounder. Yeah, it was me.